Hey guys, it's day number 4 of Hongtai's online programming. We're halfway through this week. A good time to remind ourselves to stay motivated even though we're working out at home. Let's set your core on fire today. Let's go! Let's get started with part A of today's workout. So, for the warm-up, you're starting with mountain climbers. Down on all fours, and then step forward, alternating with the feet finishing next to the hands for 25 times. Then, for 15 times, you're doing squat jumps. So, squatting down and then jumping up. Don't be lazy here. Go all the way to full depth every time, 15 times. Then, for 10 times, down to the floor, arms long, legs long, and Superman snaps. Squeeze, relax. Squeeze, relax. And hold the squeeze for around a second just to stay longer under tension. Then, for 15 times, feet wide, and then squat to one direction, Cossack Squats. Make sure that the other foot is turning open every time. If you feel in the beginning that your hips are too tight, that you don't get to full tension, to full depth, don't go as low. Just a little bit, and then more every time. Lastly, 25 crab kicks. So you probably remember the crab walk. We might not have the space at home to walk back and forth. So for now, we just keep the hip up and we kick with one leg at a time. Make sure your core stays tight. Everything stays up 25 times. And then you start your second round. Let's go. All right, guys, in part B, let's get your core burning. You can use a mat, you can use a blanket, anything that you have at home for this exercise, or even do it on the floor. We're working for 1 minute on each station, 30 seconds on and 30 seconds off. The first station are dead bugs to hollow hold. So we're changing between both positions. First, dead bug position, your arms are up, make sure your shoulders leave the floor, and then your legs are in a 45-degree position, and then you extend your legs and your arms, your shoulders are still up in the air. And then come back and keep going for 30 seconds. The next station, straddle legs, so right in front of you. And for the first round, you can just keep your hands here in the back. Try to make sure that your legs are straight, your toes are pointy, and you're lifting them up for 30 seconds. Don't touch the floor. If you want to make it a little bit harder, get the hands here in front of you and do the same thing and move slightly more forward to make it even harder. Then, the third position or the third movement that we're doing are Russian twists. You can use any object, water bottle, a roller, whatever you have at home, and just twist from side to side for 30 seconds. If you want to make it a little bit harder, you can use any heavier object that you have at home. Then, for the next position, let's get into a plank. So turn over here. Good extended position. Your arms are straight. You're fully pushed out in your shoulder blades and your core is tight. You don't let it hang. And then here, touch your shoulders and try to keep your body as stable as possible. If that's too hard, you can always get the feet a little bit wider, which makes it easier to keep the balance. And then for the last part, we're doing some scissor kicks. So you get down into the same position again that we had for the straddle leg position, but now the feet stay in front of you and you're doing scissor kicks. Again, if you want to make it a little bit harder, turn back into a hollow position, and do the scissor kicks here. The workout for today might not look like much on paper, but believe me, it is hard. So let's get going. The first movement, walkouts. You're starting with the hands close to your feet and then walk forward into a plank position. Here, make sure your hip is not caving down already. You're doing a push-up and then walk back to your feet. If that's too hard, you can always scale it down. Still trying to go down in the RX version and then use your knees to help you push up. But remember, no snakes, okay? Coming up here and then walking back to your feet. The second part, after 5 walkouts in the first round, 50 lateral squat jumps. You're starting in a squat position and then jump up to the side. Just like this, make sure your hip goes low every time and you are jumping to the side properly, not just like this. We're not skiing, okay? After the first round, you're starting your second round with 10 walkouts until you're done with the entire workout. Believe me, it's not just going to take 5 minutes, so let's get started. Okay guys, the workout is behind us, and for today, we're not just suggesting you to stretch, but also to work on your breathing. Breath work is extremely important for your workout and your exercises, so it takes practice as everything else. Today we're going to breathe in for 8 seconds, hold the breath for 4, then breathe out for 8 seconds, and then hold the breath again for 4, for in total 5 rounds. You can either sit in a cross-chin position or in a double pigeon. That's up to you. I'm going to have a timer running here, and we're going to breathe together. First in for 8 seconds. Hold for 4. Breathe out for 8. And hold for 4. Okay, do that for 5 rounds and try to feel how you're getting your breath under control and your heart rate down. Good job everybody today. I'll see you tomorrow. We know it's tough to go without equipment for days on end. To keep each other motivated, let's share the creative setups for our home gyms down in the comments below. Sayonara.